$20. Here we go. We got a 3 ace. Oh, and we got a 5 and a some 16, baby. Versus my 5 is a bus card. Okay. Yeah, your 5 against my 5, of course. Just hits 5 becomes a 13. Yeah, 13 against a 5. The book says stand. What are you gonna do? You're gonna listen to my book, or are you gonna stand? How about you got a soft 16? You can hit that soft 16. Okay, now we got a 13. 13 against a 5. Book says stand. What you wanna do? You are too gonna stand. Alright, let's see if I bust. Oh, I got a 10. That's not good for you. That's not good for you. Oh, I got a 19. That's not good for you at all. That's not good for you at all. Well, hello there. Yes, you all mind if our new guest comes and sits down with us? Groovy, groovy. Come on, take a seat. Come on, take a seat. And what you want to buy him for? 2,000. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, $2,000. So these green chips are $25 chips. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. That makes $250. Yeah, let's do that again. Let's double that up and make $500. And let's do some big chips. So we got 10 is 1,000 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1,500 plus 500 is total of $2,000 in chips. There you go. And are you thirsty, my friend? Can I wet your whistle? But a martini nice. You like vodka gin martini nice. Tanqueray good. Tanqueray and Gibson. Oh, you like the onion size. Can we get our friend a Tanqueray Gibson martini? How dry you like it? Splash and kiss and swish and spit. Yeah, just a super dry gin martini for our friend with onions. Gibson. Thank you. Okay. Bets, and you want to bet 50. Okay, new blood, $50 bet. You friend. $50 bet as well. Okay. Let's do a $50 bet. How about for you? You're gonna do a $20 bet. All right. 5, 10, 15, $20 bet. Good luck, everybody. We get an 8, 10, 6, 13, 14, 10 versus my king. No, 21. Got a 14 versus my king. 14 hits. 14 becomes a bust. Sorry about that. 13 versus my 10. You would like to hit that 13. 13 becomes a 15. 15 hits against my 10. 15. Ooh. 18. Stand. 10 against a 10. You're just going to hit that. 10 hits. Comes a 17. Alright, you're going to stand on 17. I have 17. Alright, you're not push. But hey, you took one down. $50. Nice job. And, ladies and gentlemen, place your bets. And $20 bet over here. $20 bet for you. How about for you? $50 bet again. Alright, $50 bet. And you moving it out there for 20. Alright, here we go. Get a tray. Deuce. 8. 13. 12. Ooh, 16. Those 8s versus my 4. 13 against a 4. The book says stand. What you gonna do? You're gonna hit. You're not trusting me hitting that. Ooh, 18. You're gonna stand on that. 12 against a 4. You can go either way. You're gonna hit that 12. No monkey, no biggie. There you go. 16. You're gonna stand. 8s always split. Always split aces and 8s. No matter what. Not as well, especially against a 4 card like that. Not 8 number 1 gets a 13. You're gonna stand on that 13, alright. 8 number 2 gets a 18. Stand on that 18 because then you didn't hit. And we have ourselves 9. 9 becomes a 19. That does look like everybody loses. Everybody did not do as well as they had hoped. They did not do as well as they had hoped. Friend, here's your martini. Tanqueray dry with onions. I like cocktail onions. I think they're super underrated. I love me a Gibson. And y'all's bets. All right, $20 over here. $20 for you. $50. All right, $50. And for you, $20. All right, $20. Here we go. 9, 10, 4, 19, 12, 14 versus my deuce. All right, and 19, you're going to stand on that. 12 against the deuce hits. 12 hits and becomes an 18 stand. 14 against the deuce. The book says stand. What you going to do? You want to hit though. All right, you're going to hit that 14. Go against the book. Oh, we got lucky with the 18. Stand on that. And we have a 11. Dangerous. 11 becomes a 20. That is cruel and unusual punishment for everyone. Cruel and unusual punishment. I think that's against our Constitution. Didn't they say there's an amendment like no cruel and unusual punishment? That is mean. All right. And you'll bet. $20 bet. $20. You'll bet. $100. Ooh, okay. You can change it up. And how about you? $20. All right, $20. Dope. Let's see what happens. We get a 5, 4, 3. And 15, 14, 13. Interesting. Versus my 10. And I do not have a 21. And 15 against a 10. What would you care to do? You are going to hit. 15 hits and becomes a 21. 14 against a 10 hits and becomes a bust. You lost that hundo. And 13 against a 10 hits and becomes a busto. Alright. Alright, so you and me. You got 12. 12 becomes a bust. So you won over here. Nice. And place your bets. And you gotta do 20 again. All right, 20 for you and for you. 50. Okay, 50 and for you. And you're gonna break 100. I'll break 100 for you, no problem. Here's some 25, some 10s, just some 10s. Okay, you got it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 makes 10. 100 right there. And you're 20. All right, there you go. Best of luck, and you get a 10 tray. Ace. Oh, come on now. 15, 13, soft 14 versus our 10. Alright, no blackjack. 15 versus a 10. You would like to hit. 15 becomes a bust. And 13 against a 10. Let's have about an 8. Ooh. How about a 14? 14 hits and becomes a 21. Nice. And soft 14 hits and becomes a 12. 12 hits and becomes a 22. A little bit too much. You and me, mano and mano, and I got a 20, so you took that down. $50. Taken down. Beating my 20. Nice. Smooth and groovy, baby. That's good stuff. And you'll bet $50. You feel a change coming on. $50. And how about you? You want to see my eyes? You can see my eyes. I'm not trying to hide anything. No, I just think it's a fun. I feel like a bee buzzing around in my hive when I'm wearing these funky shades. But I don't mind. I don't mind what you want to wager. You're going to do 50 again. All right, 50. And how about you, friend? 20. All right, 20. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. We're going to get a 6, 8, 7, 12, 12, 18 versus my 5 and 6 against a 5. You're going to split up those 6s. You're going to split those 6s against my 5. That's right, you are. 6 number 1 becomes an 8. 8 becomes a 15 stand. 6 number 2 becomes a 17 stand. And we're gonna go, what up? I got a 12 against a 5. You're gonna hit that 12. Oh, there you go. 20. And we got a soft 18 versus a 5. What you gonna do? You're gonna stand, alright. 5 becomes a 10. 10 becomes a 19. So we lose here with 18. This wins. Very good. This one wins. And this one loses. All these loses. Sorry, my friend. And y'all's wages. Yeah, I'm gonna do 20. 20 over here. How about you? 100. Okay. 100. How about you? 20. All right. Here we go. We got a deuce. 4. 8. 12. 11. 14 versus my 8. Okay. 12. Well, against my 8, you would like to hit. 12 hits and becomes 8. 17. Stand. You double down. You gotta double down. You got an 11. You always double down on an 11. And 11 becomes a 14. Suboptimal. And you got a 14 yourself. And 14 against an 8 hits. 14 hits and becomes a 21. Nice. And we have ourselves a 18. So 21, that's a win. We lose here. We lose that. And we lose on the 17. Okay. And your bets. And you're gonna bet. You're going all in for 45. Okay. 45. How about you, friend? 200. Ooh. Okay. Going back 200. How about you? Just 20. All right. Here we go. We got 10. Tray. 6. 19. 13. 8. Versus my 4. Okay. Good hand for you. You are going to stand. 13 against the 4. The book says to stand. What do you want to do? You're going to follow the book. You're going to hit. 8 becomes a 16. 16 will stand. Let's see what happens. 4 becomes a 6. 6 becomes a 15. 15 becomes a bust. Alright. Alright, we did it. Nice. And you are still alive, my friend. A chip, a chair, and a prayer. So that's that. That. Alright, nice. Staying alive. Got the Bee Gees over here. Got the Bee Gees over on my left. Alright, staying alive, baby. Keep it up. Keep it up. And what is your bet? You're gonna do 50. Okay, $50 bet. Let's go. How about you? You're gonna do a $100 bet. Okay, $100 bet. How about you? $20 bet. Alright, $20 bet. Let's go. Let's see. We get a 6 and 10 and 10 versus got 12, 19, 20. I have a ace. Ooh. Would anybody care to purchase insurance? No. Insurance? No. Insurance? No. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I got it. I had it that time. Yeah, the big slip. The big slip. Aces and kings slipped. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? And you'll bet. You're going all in again for 40. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. All in for 40. How about you? 100 again. Alright, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 100. And you, $20. Alright, $20. Here we go. Let's see if you stay alive. Let's see if you Bee Gees up. Ooh, 10. 10 to the Bee Gees. Alright, you got 10. Ooh, 10's all around. Bee Gees pick up a 14. 13. 20. Versus 9. Alright. 14 versus 9. You're gonna hit that. How about a 7? Oof, that's a bust. It's too much. Sorry, friend. 13 versus a 9. You're gonna hit that 13. 13. Oof, bust. Sorry, friend. stand on that 20, and we have a 19. And we got ourselves a winner chicken dinner. There you go. Excellent. All right. And back to you, friend. What is your bet? You are gonna bet 100 again. Okay, 100. And you letting it ride for 40. All right. Here we go. Two players, and we get a 10 to put on that side. 10 and 10. Okay, good. And 12 and 18 versus not 10 and would hate to be the bearer, but that happened again. That happened again. So I'm just gonna ask you insurance. You don't take insurance on a 10 card, my friends. You don't take insurance on a 10 card. And well, that's 100 on that 100 to the player and you. $20. All right, $20. Here we go. Let's see what happens when we get a 10, 5, 15, 11 versus my 10 and no 21 this time. 15 versus a 10, you gotta hit that 15, 6 or less. How about a 21? And 11, you always double down no matter what with 11. 20 becomes 40, 40 becomes a 17. Could be worse. We have a 12, all right. 12 hits becomes a bust. Everybody wins. There we go. All right. I'm just going to pay you a $100 chip, all right? Okay. Nice, nice, nice. And your bets. Same way. $100 bet, $100 bet, and $40 bet. 1, 2, 3, 4, $40 bet. And we get a 8, 6, 15, 18, 12 versus my 8 and 18. You're gonna stand on 18. 6 is 12 against an 8. You want to split? You want to hit? What you want to do? You're gonna split. You're gonna split these sixes. 6 1, 6 2. $40, 80 on the table. 6 1. It's a 11, and you are doubling down on that 11. You got it. Doubling down on that 11. I need more chips. There we go. Boom. And that 11 becomes a 13. Suboptimal. 6 becomes a 16 versus that 8. What you want to do? You gotta stand on that. Okay, my 8 turns into a 18. Oh, so we push over here. But this, and this, and this. I'm sorry, friend. That was a cold hand. It's cold hand cards. Alright, I'm sorry. And you want to color down? Sure. Another 10. Alright. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 10 makes 100. Okay. There you go. And you'll bet 100 again. Alright. And for you, friend, $20 bet. $20 bet. Now we get a 10, 7, 20 with the Cowboys versus my 4. 7 hits. 7 becomes 15. 15 against the 4. You're going to stand. Cowboys, don't split your Cowboys. You're going to stand on that 20. 4 becomes a 14 like it's supposed to. 14, 18. So you win. Tragically, though, you lose. And you'll bet $200, $300 bet. Okay, $300 bet. 1, 2, $300 bet. And for you, $40 bet. All right, here we go. And we get a 5, 8, 8, 14 versus my 3. And 8 would like to hit. 8 becomes a 10. 10 would like to hit. 10 becomes a 17. Stand. 14 against the 3. Book says stand. What you gonna do? You're gonna stand. All right. 3 becomes a 13 like it's supposed to. Anything over an 8, and that's the bust you need. There we go, people. That's 40 right there. And 2, 3. That's a big win right there. Very, very nice. Excellent job. Excellent job for both of you. And some wages. What you want to wage? You want another martini? You want the same way? Tanqueray, Gibson, dry. My friend, may we get another Tanqueray, dry, martini, Gibson for our friend. Thank you so much. Awesome. And you'll bet 100. Okay, betting 100. And you'll bet betting 40. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 19 versus my tray. Now versus a tray, you're gonna hit. 9 hits becomes a 16. You stand on 16. 19, you're gonna stand. Tray becomes a 10. 21. And another 100, all right, $100 bet, and 20. And we get an 8, 6, 19, 14 versus my ace. Would anybody care to purchase insurance? Going once, going twice, no insurance. Play on. 19 versus my ace. What you want to do? You're going to stand on that 19. 14 versus my ace. You're going to hit that 14 and becomes a 21. Very good. We have a 19 ourselves, so this wins. And that's push. Okay. Same bet. Same bet. For you, $20. All right. $20 bet. 7, ace. Ooh, come on now. And 17, do it. Ooh, 13 versus my 4. 17 stands. 13, so 13 hits. Heart 13 stands. 4 becomes 14 like it's supposed to. Anything? Ooh, 20. That's a loss right there. That's a loss right there. And you'll bet $300 again. Okay. $300 bet. How about you? $20. $20. You mind if I put my shades back on for this one? These are expensive. Okay. Best of luck. And I get a 10. 10. 20. 19 versus my tray. Stand, stand, tray. 14. 14. 16. 16. 17. Nice. Everybody wins. Win right there. You've had some big bets that have paid off at just the right time. At just the right time, those big bets have paid off. Nice job. Okay. Oh, no martini. Can I get you anything else? Enjoy, friend. Enjoy. And your bets. I'm going to do 100 on for you. 40. Alright. Best of luck. And we get a 5, 9, 15, 13 versus my 7. 15 versus my 7 hits. 19 stands. 13 versus my 7 hits. Bit too much. And my 7 becomes a 18. So that's a win. Very nice, very nice. And letting it ride, okay. $20 for you. Alright. And And 12 is a 7 hits, and we get a 21. Oof, 20 stands, nice. And we have 17. Ooh, nice streak. Here we go. Okay, now you are making money, baby. Now you are making money. And 300 again. We'll do 300 again. How about you? 20. All right, here we go. And we get an 8, 5, ooh, 15 versus my 10. And the book says you're going to split those aces and 8s. What do you want to do with that big cheddar? You're going to split them, all right, baby. All right, here we go. 300, 300. Let's rock and roll. 8 number 1 becomes an 18 stand. 8 number 2 becomes a 19 stand. 15 versus my 10. You're going to hit. 15 hits becomes a 16. 16, you're going to stand, and I have 19. So this one we push. This one we lose. And this one we lose. And 300 again. How about you? 20. And we get a 10 ace. And we get a 21. We get a 15 versus my tray. You win automatically. Soft 15 hits automatically. Soft 15 becomes a hard 15. You're going to stand on that. Tray becomes an 8. 8 becomes a 14. 14 becomes a 21. That's rude. So this does tragically lose. But you still win on that one. So that's 1, 2, 3, because the blackjack wins automatic. And a 150 back. Paying out that 3 to 2. All right. We'll say you're going to color up and count out. All right, man. All right, I get it. Let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're cashed out at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 is 10. So that's 250. And that makes 300. So that's 300. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that makes 1,000. 2,000 was your buy-in. So you're walking with 300, 400, 500 dollars. You want me to color those up for you? All right, let's do rid of these. And let's get you 1, 2, 300 dollars. So that's $500 in profit. Very nice, my friend. Thank you so much for coming again. My name is Jeremiah. Enjoy the rest of your time here at the Sensory Spa Resort and Casino. Enjoy the rest of that martini. We'll catch you on the flip side. And are you and I still playing? All right. Good stuff. What's your wager? $20. You got a $20 wager. $20. And we got a 5, 13 versus my tray. 13 against my tray. You're going to stand. 3 becomes a 6. 15. 15 becomes a bust. There you go. There you go. Right. Yeah, you might have missed it out. Of course, you can sit down what you want to buy in for. $100. You got $100 in chips. 10 is good for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 makes 100 in chips. And $10 bet. $10 bet for you. $20 bet. And here we go. We get a 7, 4, 17, 11 versus my 10, and no blackjack. 17 stands. 11 you double down. Always double down. And that gets you a 14. We have 20. So